For Tatiana Zappardino, playing Tina Manfredi on Tulsa King was no easy task. There are difficulties associated with portraying a mob boss's daughter, particularly one played by Sylvester Stallone. But for Tatiana, it was the kind of part she had always dreamed of playing since she began acting. Tatiana doesn't flinch when asked if she ever thought she would get such a part. "I had a faith in myself," she declares with assurance. Tatiana made the decision to follow her goals after serving as a public affairs officer in the Marine Corps. She took lessons, maxed up credit cards, and threw herself into the acting industry. Hey everyone, hope you are having a good day. Before going to the main topic, I want to say like this video and subscribe to the channel VOGUE-TV. She chuckles, remembering how she quit her job as a waiter to pursue acting full-time, saying, "Everyone thought I was crazy, but I was aware that it would occur. Although I didn't anticipate playing Sly's daughter, I did hope to work with the greats in the future." The character's sharp sense of humor and no-nonsense demeanor are among Tatiana's strongest points as Tina. Tatiana chuckles and says, "I like her snark." She is essentially the only character on the show who gets away with disparaging Dwight and correcting him occasionally. Tina keeps Dwight grounded, in contrast to the other people in his circle who frequently treat him with respect. She will respond, "No, quiet," because many of the gang members on the show hold him in high regard. Put an end to it. Enough. Additionally, I believe that my favorite part about her is that she somewhat escapes punishment for murder. The complicated connection between Tina and Dwight is further complicated by their 25-year separation. However, their relationship seemed to have grown rapidly on the show despite the years of separation. When talking about Tina's choice to get back in touch with her father, Tatiana draws on her personal experiences. "My own father passed away, so I believe Tina concluded that 25 years was a sufficient amount of time." "What am I supposed to do?" it asks. "Weep for yourself? You have to say, 'Do I want it in my life?' and sort of move on from it." Indeed. "All right, then we're just going to let it go," she said. Tina's actions are given more depth by Tatiana's personal connection to her character. Tina makes a lot of decisions. She doesn't change her mind once she makes it. Whether it's confronting Dwight or taking action to defend herself and her family, Tina's ability to take charge of her life demonstrates this decisiveness. Tina isn't the type of person who prefers to observe. She aspires to take charge of her own life and the lives of her children. She does not want to depend on others to accomplish that for her. "She is difficult," Tina remarked. "She's a Manfredi, she's a tough cookie," adding that Dwight still views her as a kid. In his opinion, she hasn't matured. Tina then purchases a gun to gain control. She's waking him up saying, "No, I'm not a kid anymore," Tatiana explains. "It's time to relax a little and give me the opportunity to manage things as well." Tatiana admires Tina's strength and independence, but she wants to see her character develop even further. "I feel like Tina is stuck in the Betty Crocker home-style role. And I'd really like to be one of those female role models who makes women say, 'Man, I'm a Tina Manfredi.'" Tatiana exclaims, "I'm the girl who handles business when everyone else is talking and does it." Tina stands out on the show not only because of her strength but also because of the way she handles the male-dominated Tulsa King world. Tatiana admits that there are a lot of male characters in the series, calling it a man's world show. However, that does not imply that women are marginalized. The female characters are asserting themselves in their own ways. Joanne or Tina, they're not just watching in silence. Tina's character has been actively shaped by Tatiana, who has even pushed for some set modifications. She remembers a scenario in which Tina was expected to remark that, just because they were close, she would try to work things out with her husband, but Tatiana resisted. "No, that's not Tina," I said. "She can be happy without a husband." The line was changed after the showrunners listened. However, that does not imply that Tina should be free of men. When Tina is presented with the possibility of a romance with Mitch, the tough, easygoing figure who is the complete antithesis of her ex-husband, in Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 6, her personal life takes a drastic change. I believe that the show requires romance somewhere, and even though I didn't talk to Mitch during Season 1, when they started dating, I was immediately struck by how obvious it was. That's nice. That's adorable. In stark contrast to her ex-husband, he exudes a gruff attitude that perhaps evokes her father. "We marry people that are similar to our father." And I believe that he makes a great counterbalance to Tina since she can be a little New York, loud and domineering. Additionally, he is kind of a country guy, so he kind of lets her go. Additionally, I believe it will go somewhere. Yes, I do. I hope it does. Tatiana believes there is room for the romance to develop even though it is still in its early phases. She grins, obviously thrilled at the prospect. I hope that blossoms more because I love working with Garrett so much, and it could eventually be like a Beth and Rip situation. Apart from Tana's plots, Tatiana has gained some understanding of the fandom community through her work on Tulsa King. She has observed how fervent the show's fan following has grown, even though she may not yet be recognized at the grocery store. Tatiana acknowledges, I don't really wear makeup and nobody recognizes me. They give me a little more of a boost. I have t-shirts that read The Office or Aragorn. I'm fine with no one knowing who I am. I prefer to keep my personal affairs secret. Acting is about more than just being famous to Tatiana. It's about the art form and the chance to motivate people, particularly women. She declares, I want to play roles that inspire women. She is so fervent about Tana's character development in part because of this. She operated her own company when she was in New York. She wasn't a stay-at-home mother, but all of a sudden she's in the kitchen in Oklahoma, cooking and dropping the kids off. Tana wants more, Tatiana believes. I don't believe she's settled in Oklahoma yet. I'm hopeful that in season 3, they'll actually figure out where she fits into the plot, not simply this idyllic place behind closed doors. Regarding how the remainder of the season unfolds, Tatiana provides an enticing preview of the mayhem that will occur in the season finale. She cautions against becoming very connected to anyone, implying that there may be some unexpected departures as the season comes to a close. I won't give you any details. Because there is a lot of bloodshed, I will say that you shouldn't like any of the characters too much. There are too many top honchos in the kitchen at the moment, and I believe some of them ought to leave, she says with a giggle. According to Paramount Global, after 35 days, Season 2 has averaged over 10 million homes worldwide on the streamer. It is 8% ahead of Season 1, which at this point had reached roughly 9.5 million households. That suggests that since Season 2's premiere 5 weeks ago, interest in Tulsa King has only increased. The first episode of Season 2 had 5.4 million active sub-households in the 7 days after its release. In terms of premiere day viewership, the episode also set a new record for the series. As is the case with all streams, Paramount Plus is unable to calculate the total number of unique viewers because it is unable to ascertain whether or not a certain broadcast is being watched at all. Instead, the business reports households, with 8 times as many engagements and 17 times as many views as at this time last season. Paramount Global claims that the show is also creating excitement on social media. Sylvester Stallone's character Dwight continues to grow his criminal empire in Tulsa in Season 2. Weekly Sunday releases of new episodes are anticipated. Tulsa King is produced exclusively for Paramount Plus by MTV Entertainment Studios and 101 Studios, with executive producers David C. Glasser, Ron Burkle, Bob Urey, David Hutkin, Sylvester Stallone, Braden Aftergood, and Keith Cox, in addition to Taylor Sheridan, Terrence Winter, and Craig Zisk. Given Sylvester Stallone's star power, it is hardly surprised that Taylor Sheridan's Tulsa King has become Paramount's next major success after Yellowstone. Although the Stallone-led series has managed to match the Western drama's viewership, the two are very different in tone, with the mod drama's comedy not afraid to venture into more ridiculous realms. Though some of the show's plots further contribute to the idiocracy of its supporting cast, the new edition's writing is noticeably worse than that of the first season. The script doesn't really capture the show's dynamic characters, even if the second season places a lot more focus on them. The ease with which Armand accepted Cal Thresher's offer was among the things that most fans found annoying. Despite giving Thresher the upper hand over Dwight, the script renders Armand largely useless since he fails to recognize Thresher's primary motivations for overthrowing Dwight's dominion. Additionally, because it doesn't seem like he has many supporters, the show hasn't been able to make Thrasher the toughest guy on the block. Tana's reasons for moving to Tulsa to be with her father, even though she has hated him her entire life, seem a little cheesy, and the setup for Mitch and Tina's possible love relationship also seems a little underdeveloped. Despite their desire for us to take the Invernizzi family seriously, the authors haven't done a very good job of providing us with appropriate justifications. The following are a few more reasons why the series merits examination. With only 3 men in a hideout compared to the size of the New York mob, the show also performs a poor job of presenting the Invernizzi family and its leader Chicky. The NYC mob is reportedly dealing with bootleg Ozempic, which hurts their argument of being a significant powerhouse in contrast to Dwight, who has been dominating in the gambling and marijuana aspects. Additionally, Charles "Chicky" Invernizzi, the mob boss, isn't exactly on brand for an experienced mafioso when he forgets his ankle pistol while at the airport. There's no justification for shoddy writing, even though it's very clear that Terrence Winter isn't going the Sopranos path with the Sylvester Stallone-led program, as he leans toward the ridiculousness of the mob industry. Let us know in your comments, and stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everybody.